Welcome to Granny Rocks with your host, Beth Green.
And James Maynard.
And tonight I'm going to talk about a topic that we're all dealing with. It's called mistakes, incompetence,
And Coverup.
and cover up. What's the price? Who pays it? And
Yeah.
what can we do about it? I
Yeah.
mean, it seems to be an epidemic. But before we get into the show, Sweet Baby James is going to tell you about Granny Rocks.
Yes, welcome everybody. You have come to Granny Rocks, where Granny she typically shares with us her wisdom, her wit, and her very uncommon sense. Every Wednesday evening, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So
That's
please
what
stay
he
with us.
hopes.
That's why I said the word typically. You just never know what
I
Granny's
heard
gonna
that.
say. So without further ado, take it away, Granny.
So lately, it seems like everything is being done wrong. Things that should be simple are not simple. I mean, it's unbelievable. Something is supposed to just work like clockwork. And all of a sudden, it's all messed up. And sometimes it has real consequences. And it seems like it's worse than ever. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. And that doesn't mean that I don't do it too, because I do. But of course, they're doing it more than I am, right? Naturally, of course. But anyway, I want to talk about why this is happening. And I want to talk about what to do about it. But first, I want to talk about the phenomenon itself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So, are we broadcasting, Sweet Baby James?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
There we are.
excellent. No, honey, that's another show.
Oh, I'm living in the past.
Right. So where are we? There we
We're
go.
right
I'm in
over
red.
Here.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Well,
Lady in red.
where are
Here
we?
we are.
There we go. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a couple of examples, right? And so I have two examples that have to do with my music, but I don't want to be specific.
By the
because-
way, we have a number of comments already.
Oh, goody.
Yes. Blanquita says, "Hello, Beth and James." Hello, Blanquita.
Hello, Blanquita.
Elizabeth says, "Hello," and she sends a heart of love.
Thank you.
And Larby
dear.
says, "Hello, all."
Oh, Larby.
Hi, Larby.
Hello. How nice to see you all.
Blanquita gives us a nice picture of hi.
Excellent.
Tracy says, "Hi, friends." She sends
Hi.
caring and love.
Hi. We love it. We're glad to see you.
Oh, and Amy says, "Hi, you sweetheart." Back at ya. Back at ya.
So how can I talk about such a nasty topic when
To
we're
such
getting
nice
all this
people.
love to such nice people? So anyway, I want to tell you that there were two things in particular about my music that were just like stunning. And I don't want to expose anybody really, so I'm going to keep this extremely vague, and I don't know how to talk about it with keeping it so vague that you won't know what I'm talking about, but I want you to know what I'm talking about. So she tells me to do it this way, and I do it this way, and it's all fine and dandy. And 2 weeks later, I look on the website, and she's changed it, and I say, well, why did you change that? And it's a pretty significant thing. And she said, well, because you were supposed to do it this way. And I have a whole email trail where it says very specifically what I am supposed to do. And it's completely contrary to what she's saying now. And
Despite the evidence, it has plausible deniability in her mind.
absolutely. And you know what? The thing that gets me is she never said, you're right. I really screwed that up. I should have told you to do this. Oh, no. Oh no, because it's all about cover up, cover up, cover up. I never did that. You did it.
And
It's
what
all
was
your
the
fault.
consequence to you?
Oh, mess up, mess up, mess up. Anyway,
A lot of extra time and energy trying to deal with it.
well, not only that, but that is true, but also people got confused. So anyway, and never once did she say, "Oh, I am so sorry." And then I had something even worse happen around my album, and I don't know how to talk about that either without divulging something, but it was, I mean, unbelievable. At the last minute, everything got messed up.
And Kimberly says, sending love and admiration.
Oh, thank you, Kimberly.
Thank
It
you,
is so
Kimberly.
good to see you. Yes.
And Cesar says, saludos desde Honduras.
Saludos, Cesar. So,
That's salutations. Hello from Honduras.
that's right. So, I am so upset. And it takes so long to get tech support anyway. It used to be, you could call somebody, but now you have to send forms, and then you hear from them in 2 days, and they give you the wrong information. And this woman, I have to say, who wrote back to me, she actually called me. So she said, well, this is what we have to do. But she never said, gosh, I'm sorry, this is going to mess you up for months. Nothing, not even the slightest hint that she was taking any accountability. In fact, the fact is, it's always my fault. Always my fault, my fault, my fault, my fault, my fault. The closest she came was saying, I don't know how that happened. But that was after we had spent 20 minutes talking about what, it's like, well, what can I do about it? And then she talks about it like it's a perfectly normal thing. And it wasn't normal. It was really bizarre. So anyway, these all had consequences. However, I am going to admit to you that the consequences weren't anything as bad as somebody goes in and amputates the wrong leg. I mean, that is a consequence, right?
That's a major
That is, I'm
consequence.
sure that that person also made excuses. The nurse coughed, or it wasn't in the notes and I didn't really look at the leg, or whatever it is, right? So, like, has this happening to you too? I'm really curious if this has been happening. It's been happening to me. It's unbelievable.
Well,
how
it happens a
nothing-
lot, like in relationships where, like if I mess up, then I rationalize and justify instead of acknowledge that, hey, I really did mess up.
That is so true.
But as soon as I'm trying to hide the truth, I create a disconnection and separation.
You do.
I do, and you notice.
I do. So we
that's
have
one
some
of the
more.
that's another one of the
That
consequences.
is absolutely one of the consequences. It destroys relationships, and it ruins trust. So it looks like we have.
And a number of new comments.
Yes.
Sangeeta says hello.
Hello,
with a
Sangeeta.
wave. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
And Kimberly adds, loving the treasure of listening to you live. Oh, thank you,
Oh,
Kimberly.
it's so nice to have you live. Yes.
And El Catalina sends a wave, a heart of love, musical notes, a keyboard,
Excellent.
hearts,
Excellent.
and applause.
All kinds of other good stuff.
Yeah, so
And
that's
I
it for now. Is there
think
another
I
one down
saw
here? Yeah, there
that.
is. And Crystal says, love always from Philadelphia.
Oh, thank
Wow.
you, Philadelphia.
Woohoo.
Philadelphia back
City
east.
brother. Oh, and Todd says, hi.
Hello. Hello,
And
Todd.
with a cute,
So it's good
image.
to see you. It really is good to see you. I am sure that you are all identifying. Now, we are very stressed. And people are making more mistakes because they're stressed. And, there's all of that. But it's more than that. It is, what the heck goes on with us? The housekeeper comes and you say, oh, would you please do this? And then she is leaving and you say, oh, excuse me, you didn't do this. And then she'll come up with some reason. Like, we're not going to notice that you didn't do it. It's so every place, everywhere, so many things. Now, Why do we do that?
Why indeed?
Why? Well, it's obviously fear.
Yeah.
It's a fear-based reaction. Now, what kind of fear? It could be just like pure ego, like, oh God, I'm not going to look good. But sometimes it's like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm really incompetent, but I don't want you to know about it. You know, I want to say something about that. To so many of us, because of the way we were raised and because of our society, and I'm going to go into that in a minute, it is better to be stupid than look stupid. And what I mean by that is, if we aren't getting the help and the support we need, we're being stupid. You know, oh, I don't want to hire somebody who knows more than me because I'm going to look stupid, right? So instead, I'm going to rely on myself and I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to be very stupid. But I'm going to look smart because everybody is going to look more incompetent than I am. And that's wonderful. Let everybody look incompetent and not get anything done right? So that's a big part of it. We don't want to look stupid. We want to look better than other people. So it's so much better than looking stupid but being smart. Because if you're smart, you're going to get the help you need. And you're not going to be anxious because you know you have better people doing stuff, and you can sit back and you can say, wow, this is getting taken care of, but I don't look smart. I don't look smart. I don't look smart. That's terrible. Right?
Yeah. Oh, and we have another comment. Blanquita says, benedicciones y abrazos desde Cuenca, Ecuador.
Okay, she's sending us blessings and hugs from Cuenca, Ecuador.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Blessings and hugs to you.
So that's pretty dumb. It's really dumb to try to look smart at the expense of doing things right. And you see it everywhere. You see it in the halls of Congress and throughout the government, of people trying to look like they know what they're doing. I know what I'm doing.
Something else I'd like to share. When I was practicing law, if I didn't know something, the legal ethics under the Bar Association said it's okay to take on a case that you don't know what you're doing, so long as you research and find out how to do it. And more often than not, I didn't learn quite enough to know how to do it right.
Right.
And so that didn't have such very good consequences for my client necessarily, or for our relationship.
Right. And what you're saying is so important, because what happens is we lose faith. And when we lose faith in people, we lose connection. Because I can't trust you that you're going to do it, that you're going to research it thoroughly, that you're going to take accountability. And this is a bad thing. So I said I would talk about why. Why? Why? Because we grew up and live in a competitive world, and people are afraid to expose their weakness because they're going to get, you know, it could be just an emotional thing. I'm going to lose respect. Nobody's going to love me. Oh no. Nobody is going to look up to me. My kids are going to look at me and say, oh, what's wrong with mom or dad or whatever. Or possibly, I'm going to lose my job. If I go in there and say, I really don't know what I'm doing, and not only that, I have no affinity for this. The reason that I missed that is because I'm not good at that. I am not good with numbers, so why am I in accounting? Right? Or I don't have the clean gene. Or whatever it is, and then you say, oh no, oh no, no, no. I'm on the tracks and the train is coming. Someone is going to see me, and they're going to know that I'm not incompetent. I'm going to lose my commissions, and I'm going to...
I got another one for you.
Tell me.
Parenting.
Yes.
So as a parent, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, right?
Who does?
Who does?
Who does?
But I always act like I know what I'm talking about. Of course. And if the child asks, well, why should I do that? I just have to say, because I told you to.
Right, because you really don't know. Because you haven't thought it through. That is a very good example.
I just told you to.
So, sadly...
Meanwhile, that creates damage for the kid because there's no sense of real understanding of where they're coming from and what their capacities are, and to help them understand the nature of the need and how to meet it.
That is so true. I mean, we're all losing. What about the people who passed the cars where the airbags blew up or the engines caught fire or whatever? They didn't want to admit, oh my God, I made a mistake. It's going to cost me my job, my reputation in the field. So what's 1,000 dead people compared to my ego? I mean, let's face it. I know where my priorities are. My job, my reputation.
And my profit.
My profit. We can't admit anything. Accountability. And of course, in this litigious world, and for those who don't speak good English, litigious means sue, sue, sue. I'm going to sue you. You're going to, it's going to cost you a lot of me. We just want to punish people, right? A lot of that happens in our world, that we want to find out who's to blame and then we can punish them, and then we can forget about the whole problem. Maybe they just weren't trained properly, but no, it's not our fault for not training them properly. No, it's just... So do you see what I'm saying? It's very hard, and when we're afraid of the economic consequences as well as the emotional consequences, you put those two things together, and you've got a mess. And you're facing what I've been facing lately, is one incompetent thing after another with nobody even saying, I'm sorry.
I messed up.
I messed up. What can I do to make it right? It's like, you did this, or it was the boss's fault, or it was my period, or testosterone. I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's a sad thing. So what are we going to do about it? I did say I was going to talk about what we're going to do about it. I think I've talked about enough about what's wrong.
Exactly.
Well, if you look at it and you realize that the problem is that we have pride. Pride to protect. And pride has a lot to do with, getting approval. Right? I don't want to lose approval. I don't want anyone to know my weakness. I don't want anybody out there to see my weakness. And I could get killed. Somebody sees my weakness. I might be lunch or dinner. So there's pride, there's a fear of people seeing our weaknesses, and then there's a fear of economic consequences. And there is the lack of education that it is okay to make mistakes. and that what we need to do is admit those mistakes and learn. Or if we need to get out of the job, it's not for me. Oh no, I can't do that because I'm going to trade it in for a job where I'm going to make less money and I can't afford that. No, what about my children, my wife, my husband, my everything, my house payment? See what the problem is that our society is not set up in a way that supports people to be honest. Not set up to support people to be honest because we have no social
Safety net. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, and Laura says, hello, Beth and James. Love you.
Oh, we love you too, Laura. We're
Laura.
so glad you're here. So that's what we need. We need a safety net so people can say, you know, I stink at this job. I am really incompetent. It's not just a question of learning a few things. I don't know. I asked for my elbow. I don't know what I'm doing. And wouldn't that be wonderful? And look at that. Another
Martha
comment.
says, love listening to both of you. Love, love, love. And she gives a prayerful namaste. This session is so breathtakingly therapeutic.
Ooh! Ooh!
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you, Martha. So it's not our fault. We can't have every person on the planet, practically every person on the planet. Well, yes, we are all screwed up. But if you look at it, it is the system. So I'm saying if we want to fix this problem of incompetence, mistakes, and cover-up, then people need to get honest about themselves, what they need. Hire people that are smarter than you in areas and stop trying to look like you're so damn smart that you make yourself stupid. Study. Show that you don't know and, you know, take classes or go to school or ask somebody who does know who can help you.
And get support.
And
Develop a support system where you feel trust and safety to really let your hair down and be honest.
And look at yourself. You know, there is nothing more liberating than leaving a job you can't do. And you don't have that shame anymore. And feeling so lousy about yourself, because I cannot believe that the people that I've been working with lately who have been making these mistakes and covering them up, don't you think they know? You know? So it's painful. So if you're just no damn good at something, let it go. Go do something else. And let's build that world where we're not competing, where we're not afraid of each other, but we're not afraid of being exposed. Saying I'm having a problem, you know, I really am struggling emotionally, or I'm noticing that I have a drug problem and that's getting in the way, or I just don't know what I'm doing, or I have no talent for this. I have no talent for this. I want to do something else where I feel good about myself. You see, there are so many alternatives, right? But we need to live in a world where you don't have income disparities, like, oh, if I leave this job where I'm making a lot of money, I won't be able to support myself anymore. See, when we have a world like that, people feel like they have to keep going in the thing that they're no good at. So we are running out of time for tonight. So I want to tell you that tomorrow we have Beth Green's magical piano improvisations, and I will just be playing the piano. focusing on the music. I love doing this. I love having the music in the background. But this is so Beth Green's Magical Piano Improvisations every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Time.
And so if you like this show, please give it a like, share it with other people, and make a comment.
And come back every week live at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Have fun with us. Or come anytime thereafter.
And we do have a group right after this show called Looking Through New Glasses.
Seeing
Through New Glasses, where we get an opportunity to go deeper with these patterns within each of us, with Beth guiding the discussion.
So we have lots of opportunities for growth, and let's hope that we start listening to these very simple ideas that I put forward today, and that you feel some relief. You are not alone, whether you're experiencing the mistakes and incompetence of others, or you are the one who's making mistakes and who's incompetent. And let's let go of the shame and embrace the solution. Why don't we?
Yes.
Until we see you again next week.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
You take care.